This show was underwritten by the Avis and Bruce Richards Family Foundation.
Hi, I'm Avis Richards. On LunchNYC, we're dedicated to showing you all the health-driven initiatives that make New York one of the best cities to live in. Today, we're taking a special look at one of the most important resources, our schools. Eating healthy starts at a young age, and no one knows better than New York educators, officials, and parents who day in and day out are dedicated to improving the quality of what our kids eat. We'll be checking out some great programs in schools that are making school lunch a lot more nutritious as LunchNYC steps up and takes the Cafeteria Challenge.
It's one thing to tell kids to eat healthy at lunch, but for most students, it's hard to try something new if you don't know where it comes from. New York Public School Hunter College Elementary is trying to make vegetables more appetizing by bringing kids to the source.
We have a Healthy Hunter initiative that began about 2 years ago, and it was an initiative that was begun by parents to address the needs of the nutritional factor of our school lunches.
The school did want to change not just the food, but take huge steps in the wellness initiatives. Particularly what we started focusing on first was the cafeteria.
At that time, we developed a relationship with Wellness in the Schools, who provided us with chefs and interns to come and cook our school lunches.
They were just fabulous in giving us advice and really being good liaisons with the DOE and really helping us to focus.
We also worked with Board of Education, Department of School Lunches in getting different kinds of ingredients to prepare the lunches.
Everything that we're serving here as part of the tasting portion today is from the Queens County Farm Museum, which is a farm in Queens that is run by the city and is authorized by the Department of Education to Office of School Food. We are serving butternut squash soup with pumpkin pasta, roast chicken, and green beans. We have some of the most beautiful mixed greens I have ever seen in my 25 years in the restaurant business. When you introduce new food to kids, you need to introduce it between 10 and 20 times before they actually accept it. And kids are very careful about what they add to their diet. So we're doing tasting samplings so they can have a little taste of it. We don't waste a lot of food. And if they like it, then it possibly becomes part of a regular offering.
I really like the lettuce. And when they have carrots, it's really good. This is really good. I really want seconds of this. So far, I think it's really good. Apple is one of my favorite fruits, and carrots, and they have the salad bar.
When we have our chefs and our interns cook, our school participation, lunch participation goes up dramatically by over 300% actually.
They're in here laughing and eating together as a communal experience, and I think that's really, really wonderful.
At Health Barn in Westchester, hands-on experience with farming is just a field trip away.
We also have another component, which is the Spire Farm, which is located in northern Westchester County, and our students actually grow organic produce there.
It's not just an education academically for a child, but it's educating the whole child. I'm an adjunct teacher at the school, and we're definitely considered a popular adjunct. And I think because it's so hands-on, I mean, they're learning about food nutrition, but they're trying new foods, they're cooking, they're eating it, the recipe goes home, so it's seamless.
Let me tell you something, it's no fun to grow food if you can't eat it. That's the best part of having a garden, is to be able to eat the food. So why don't we go around the room and we'll say our name and your favorite fruit or vegetable.
My name's Anthony, and I like watermelon. My name's Akil, and I like apples. My name's Alex, and I basically like everything.
The Spire School offered to work with us to develop a curriculum based on organic farming, nutrition, and actually growing and eating the produce that's produced on the farm.
We can have the produce come into the kitchen. You know, the kids can benefit from it, so it's all really working together and really segueing together. One way or another, we're going to get good food here for the kids.
With recipes in tow, students are using their knowledge of fresh local food to make healthier choices in the cafeteria.
Say your kids are thirsty for something sweet and you have a choice between an all-natural juice and a syrupy chocolate milk. What do you go with? The answer might surprise you. Low-fat flavored milks are a great source of protein and calcium, which help to strengthen bones. While juices may be all-natural, they still contain more sugar than chocolate milk and are lacking some of the vitamins and nutrients found in dairy products. The good news is most school cafeterias offer both, so educate your kids about what they are drinking. Chances are they'll be thrilled to know they can enjoy flavored milks that are good for them too.
For kids, knowing what to grab at the cafeteria is the best way to make healthy choices and pick the foods you like to eat. LunchNYC gave a video camera to PS64's Kimberly Daniels and her class to see what kinds of foods they were eating for lunch.
What are the different kinds of foods that you get for breakfast?
We get cornflakes, right? But they can have sugar in it. And we got white milk. And we got pineapple orange juice. We get some cheese, cereal, milk. Sometimes we get bagels.
So tell us about it, Fabian. What are you looking at?
Rice Krispies. It's not really good.
Why isn't it good?
Rice, sugar, salt, milk flavoring. I'm gonna eat this because it's made out of real apple and it's applesauce.
What are you drinking over there?
100 natural fruit punch.
Can we see the juice? Can you hold it up? And is it natural fruit punch? What's in it?
The ingredients is water, apple, and pear, grape, orange, and pineapple.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
I'm taking the grapes because I know they're good for me. I'm taking white milk because I know chocolate milk has way more sugar. As you can see, I have lettuce and tomatoes. Grapes. I tried this one. It's healthy. It's really healthy for the body. And some carrots for your eyes.
Tell me about what you're eating. This is your school lunch today.
I'm eating meatballs and pasta. And this is like vegetables. This is grapes. And I'm drinking milk. And I bought these from the store. But I don't think they're very healthy because they're called sugar wafers and they're vanilla. And I read some of the ingredients and I didn't really like what's in them.
What was it that you read that you didn't like?
Well, it had like a lot of things that said like corn syrup and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
Right now, this chocolate milk that I have, the ingredients say syrup, cornstarch, cocoa, and salt and stuff. And then it says has vitamins and that's kind of, it tastes good, but when you read the ingredients, it kind of looks like it tastes nasty.
You're feeling kinda hungry, thirsty too. You open the cupboard, you look for something to chew. You grab a bag of candy, another bag of chips, and then you open the fridge for some soda and dip. You sit down on the couch, turn on your TV, or you chill at your computer with your MP3s. And all day long you're sitting on your big old butt, and you're looking at your stomach saying, man, I got a gut. Hey, how you look ain't the problem, Jack. It's just unhealthy being fat. I can't make it any clearer than that. It's unhealthy being fat. Did you know that 1 in 3 Americans struggle with obesity? They got high blood pressure and heart disease, a higher risk of cancer and diabetes. So turn off your computer, turn off your TV. Go easy on the junk food, it's high calories. Go for a walk, go for a swim, take a ride on your bike. Work out at the gym, because how you look ain't the problem, Jack. It's just unhealthy being fat. I can't make it any clearer than that. It's unhealthy being fat. Fat rap.
New York City's Department of Education knows the value of serving a healthy school lunch every day. For the past few years, they've been stepping up to the challenge of providing fresh, wholesome options for their students, and most importantly, serving dishes that kids enjoy eating.
I graduated the Culinary Institute in 1982, and after that worked for hotels and restaurants, and then went into corporate dining. I was a culinary instructor at New England Culinary Institute for about 6 years. The Bloomberg administration had pretty well laid out the goals for the position and for what they wanted to see happen in schools as a whole. Better food, better learners.
In our food organization, we're really in the process, I suppose it's a never-ending process, of what we call the school food revolution, which is trying to radically change and alter the balance of school food. And what we look to do is feed more of our kids, certainly, but also feed them well and feed them better than they have been fed, certainly in the school environment, in a long, long time. There is a very strong force in our culture that centers around productivity, and packaged goods are really an expression of productivity. But I think we've gotten to a certain point in our history here as a country where we've exceeded our ability, in a sense, and we got to sort of take a few steps back and focus on the food itself and the experience of the food. As with many things, exposure is really important to understanding, because it's hard to make a choice or an informed choice if you don't have the exposure. And of course, when you're dealing with children, the focus really isn't on saying this is good for you, you should eat it. The focus that certainly that we rely on is it tastes good, you should eat it, and by the way, it's good for you. When the stimulus money was announced, through the state, they gave us an allocation for New York City. So we decided we really wanted to leverage the stimulus money to roll out salad bars, and here at 56K, it's a great example of what, your stimulus dollars at work, really. We decided that we were going to roll out salad bars. Now we're getting requests from schools. I mean, schools had some concerns initially. Would it be safe? How would it look like? Would the kids eat from the salad bar? These are all reasonable concerns. But we knew that if we put it out there and it looked good and tastes good, kids are going to eat it. And this is what's changing, I think, in food culture in America, certainly in New York City and certainly within school food in New York City, is we're thinking about food. We're in the food business. Not just making sure that a certain amount of nutrients go into junior every day to satisfy some federal requirement, but making sure it's a pleasurable experience, and that's a big part of our culture here. Cafeteria cooks and their staff take enormous pleasure in seeing our kids eat. I mean, it's really what they're here to do, and it's really what makes them tick. So when they put the work into a salad bar, sure, it's a little extra work, but when they see the kids eating this good food, forming these great habits, mix my metaphors, a home run. And I think what we've proven here in New York and continue to prove, and we're excited about, if you can do it in New York City with 1 million kids, you can do it any place. And I think that's part of the ethos of being a New Yorker, and we're certainly proud to be able to contribute to that.
So, today's Pizza Friday in elementary schools. Just like at home. They'll have pizza, and then they'll go out and hit the salad bar. So, as much as schools can provide those kinds of meals, we want to. It's our mission.
I use the salad bar every day. I get broccoli from salad bar and hot lunch. Salad, cucumbers, tomatoes, the pickle, and only the carrot. I like ham sandwiches with lettuce on it. It's fun because usually some schools just say, here, this is what you get, and be happy. But it's like here is that when you get something, you don't have to eat it if you want it, but at least taste it before you say, oh, I don't like it.
It's the managers and the cooks together that need to, they pick up the ball and they run with it. So they're the ones that have intimate contact daily with those students. They're seeing the same students every day.
The salad bars have been a hit, but Chef Jorge and his team are committed to making all meals healthy and delicious.
The whole key to this, and part of the training that we want to afford, the staff, is about mise en place, about getting ready ahead. So that's like a little bit of a shift in the kitchen culture. We're coming in here bringing kind of a real culinary approach to their world that didn't really have that before.
With help from groups like the Coalition for Healthy School Food, New York City is working with its cafeteria cooks and managers to develop the best meals possible.
About 3 years ago, Amy Hamlin's group, New York Coalition for Healthy School Food, started to work with a charter school that's housed within a public school in New York City. So we talked to Amy and her group and we realized, wow, this is a really interesting program. We should actually legitimately partner and bring in the chefs who are preparing that food into our kitchen to work side by side with our staff. Our cooks are really energized because once they go through the training and they realize that there's some real benefits to doing this and that we might actually be changing outcomes for the students that are coming through the line, they're energized to really do the right thing.
Citywide trainer, I go to schools throughout all the 5 boroughs and train culinary and help the cooks and managers organize their kitchens, how to integrate those recipes into their general program. All the recipes that are written are products that are available at school food. So they want the kids to eat. They want the kids to eat their recipes, and they want to be able to, make good stuff that the kids will like.
We're doing 5 different recipes, but they're all fairly similar in the technique. So we can teach them one technique today, but show them how to do 5 different recipes with this one technique. As much training as we can give is great, but I guess it's also important for me to go visit them individually in their schools just to make sure they're doing what we said, So we'll go and we'll visit and we'll taste the recipes that they make and give them comments and feedback. These are the heads of the kitchen, like the lead cooks of the schools. So we want to teach them so they can go back and in turn teach the other cafeteria workers.
It's always helpful when you're seeing how the procedures of the preparation of a recipe.
See step by step.
Because then, you might do it in a certain way, but they have different techniques that help us. And they're also having the cooks with us because they're in charge of that.
If I don't like it, I'm not going to serve it to you. And I'll put that little extra touch, and this is my manager, so she knows.
Yeah, no.
I started the school 26 years ago, and no one was talking about school foods, and no one was aspiring to be a chef in a school. Today, I'm incredibly happy to say we have a number of students who come to the school with the express desire to leave the school and go work in school kitchens. We're putting together a curriculum to teach chefs how to be school chefs.
The great successes we're having at Wellness City School is when the principal is really motivated behind getting the kids healthy food. And then from that point on, anything can happen. Then in the schools, with school foods, there's very flexible with what they serve. Within the next several years, we'd like to see more scratch cooking, less processed food, and we really want to work together on this. And I think we should all have that common goal, is just to make sure that the kids have the best chance to learn in school.
Everybody needs to get involved and make a difference in how our kids are going to eat.
In the bottom line, feed the kids and feed them healthy.
Changing the way we eat takes a lot of work, but with the continued efforts of the Department of Education, volunteer groups, parents, and cooks, New York is on its way to serving up healthy, affordable meals to its greatest resources.
Sending your kid off to school with a healthy homemade lunch is always a good idea. But it's also an opportunity to send a little extra love their way each and every day. Personalize their lunchbox with a little personal note or message that lets your kids know how special they are. You could include a poem or a flower or their favorite comic strip. It's little touches like these that really boost your child's day, and yours too in the process.
Creating a cafeteria menu that works is a tough job. At Columbia Grammar and Prep, the cafeteria staff and management have found a model that works.
2 or 3 years ago, I started moving towards a very healthy approach to eating by concentrating on the content, the ingredients. I wanted to get out of the cafeteria all foods that were contained hormones or colorings or additives that were known to be harmful to children.
We're moving towards an all-natural organic program. We like to buy all of our produce from local farmers, and we just make sure that the foods that we buy are top quality and of a nutritious and healthy nature.
I was the first school here to get free tofu-based pasta products. We tried it for a month here. tofu-based ravioli, spaghetti, whatever. I had to change all the tiles in the cafeteria because the kids, it was particularly sticky. The kids would throw this stuff up to the ceiling. They didn't want to eat it, and it would stick on the tiles.
We offer many choices, so for those kids who are picky eaters, there's always something that they can choose from. We offer a complete salad bar, yogurt, we serve 100% fruit juices, our milk is all hormone-free. What we do weekly is give away a fat-free muffin. We try to do only 2 sweet desserts per week, one of them being ice cream on Fridays. All natural meats or organic. Our grilled chicken is a Coleman all organic product.
We feed 1,221 children every day and 290 faculty and staff, so you can imagine it's a lot of food.
This is our main kitchen. This is the vegetable that's prepped for today's lunch. We have a braiser, a steamer. We do an entree, a starch, vegetable, fresh fruit, and it makes a difference as far as the taste and quality of what we serve.
We've got to get away from the highly processed, cheaper, bulk manufactured foods. We need to move forward on this to help our children preserve their health and well-being. We need to educate the mind and also feed the body in a healthy, appropriate way.
Being a front runner is interesting. It's nice to be, and hopefully, we can set examples.
It's been the one job I least wanted, and the one job I've most enjoyed, and I think I've been most successful at.
When kids eat a good lunch, they're happier, more alert, and feel better. Schools putting effort into healthier food benefit from a better well-being for their students.
Recess is the time of day that kids like to socialize and catch up on what's going on at school. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is that kids play. Being active in the middle of the day is just as important as eating lunch. It boosts your metabolism, increases your heart rate, and really helps with focus during class. Tell your kids to be as active as they can during gym. And at recess, encourage them to participate. They'll be working off any extra energy that they have and socializing with their friends at the same time.
I'm Dylan. I'm always hungry and I'm always looking for a new restaurant in New York City. But here's the thing, it has to be healthy. Let's visit all 5 boroughs to find the best healthy food in New York City. I know everyone has had a good share of school cafeteria food, even me. But today I'm going to be checking out Ogilvy PR firm, where they have one of the best cafeterias in New York City. Let's go on in. Hi, Dylan.
Jordan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Come on in.
So how long ago did you start cooking with organic or fresh local foods?
Well, we've been here at Ogilvy for a year. August 26th, I think last year was our first day. And right from the onset, we wanted to do everything local and do as much as we can.
Right.
And fresh, that's just our business. That's our company. That's our motto. We do everything fresh every single day. Here what we have is we have a beans and grains program, which is one of our featured stations we have in all of our accounts. Very healthy. People love it. As soon as we put it here, went crazy.
And why do you think it's so important to eat fresh and local?
Well, it's better for the environment. It's supporting local business, which is obviously what we want to do as well.
Yeah.
And it's healthy. One of the things we have here with Restaurant Associates, and we have this in all of our accounts, is we have something called a Balanced Choice Program. The Balanced Choice Program just features different items and different salads and different types of food. This is it's a global station. 4 days of the week we'll feature a different country. So we have like some steamed vegetables, some grilled chicken, some poached fish.
Do you try to cook as local as you can?
Yes, yes. We actually I know our produce we get from 2 different farms. Something we do once a week here is the farmers market. You know the farmers market in Union Square?
Yeah.
And, okay, so it's the local. It's the local farms, and we go there, in the morning, pick out some of the fresh fruits, some of the local stuff, berries, things of that nature, and we just focus it. So you ready to try some of our delicious food?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
It's much better than any cafeteria food I've had so far.
Thanks for joining us today on our special cafeteria episode. Making our children's school food healthy takes time. And with the dedication of groups you've seen today, along with the Department of Education, New York is well on its way towards giving our kids the healthy meals that they deserve. Set the example and do what you can to spread the word about healthy eating. We'll see you next week on LunchNYC.
Funding provided by